You want to support Roland Martin Unfiltered? Be sure to join our Bring the Funk fan club. Every dollar that you give to us supports our daily digital show. There's only one daily digital show out here that keeps it black and keep it real as Roland Martin Unfiltered. Support the Roland Martin Unfiltered daily digital show by going to RolandMartinUnfiltered.com. You can make this possible. Now, let me do this here, y'all. I gotta deal with this here. So last night I was on Twitter, and there's this state senator out of New York. Y'all, her name is Julia Salazar. And I was lighting that ass up last night. Now, what she also has done, y'all, she deleted a bunch of these tweets. But basically what she did is she tweeted that she didn't want to hear nothing about any candidate who won in the Democratic primary from a deep red state. And that's why I'm sitting here looking for some of the tweets that she sent out, because it was very problematic for me what she was sending out. And what was interesting is that, y'all, at one point she even criticized Mike Espy, because Mike Espy was one of the folks who endorsed Joe Biden. And so she was really in her feelings last night because of this. And let me find this tweet. Like I said, no, because she mad because Bernie didn't win. Okay. So here's go to my pad. To be clear, I mean the presidential primary, which I do not associate with other federal Democratic primaries because in my state they're 2 months apart. But Espy also endorsed Joe Biden, so I also don't care much what his political commentary is. Okay, that's one thing that she said. I'm trying to find now. Just so y'all know, come back to me. Just so y'all know, the problem is she went and deleted a whole bunch of. That's why her tweets are not. She deleted a whole bunch of tweets. But she said, I don't care about any Democrat who wins the presidential primary in a deep red state. Why is that problematic? Because really what she is saying is, we ain't gonna win them states in November anyway. So why we even listen to the people who vote in these deep red states? Because they're not gonna matter. Okay, that's really what she's saying. Okay, now what she's really saying is, all y'all black folks, we don't really give a damn what y'all think. This was the exact thing. There were white Bernie supporters who were saying this very same thing in 2016. Mm-hmm. The reason that offended me when she said, well, she don't care about Mike Espy's political commentary. How your ass a Democratic state senator and a avowed socialist, but you say you support Democratic policies, but then you gonna shit on Mike Espy, but you need the Senate.
Right.
Cal Cunningham is running against Tom Tillis in North Carolina. That's the South. Mm-hmm. You could beat Tom Tillis and pick up his seat, but you don't give a damn about deep red states and who wins Democratic primary. Right. You've got Doug Jones, who's either going to face crazy-ass Tommy Tuberville, right, or Jeff Sessions in Alabama, but you want to shit on southern states. Mike Espy lost to Cindy Hyde-Smith by 68,000 votes in 2018. If you actually mobilize people, you can actually win that, because of the number of black people who were eligible or who did not vote, and the number of broke-ass white folks who want them rural hospitals, but if you actually cared. Now you got a runoff. Royce West, state senator, might be running for the Senate in Texas. John Cornyn, numbers are weak. Deep red state. So what, you don't care about that as well? I can go down the line. But this is what happens when you are a short-sighted, ignorant Sanders supporter, where you so pissed off that what you want to do is, and let's just put all the chips in the middle of the table. There are Bernie Sanders supporters who are pissed off at black people in South Carolina because that's who revived the campaign of Joe Biden. They had Joe Biden on the ropes. Right. They had him sweating, heart palpitations. His career, he was like Lazarus needing Jesus to come and blow some breath into his body. And black people in South Carolina blew some breath into Joe Biden's body, and Bernie supporters are mad as hell. So don't sit, and then she's like, well, no, y'all know I'm not talking about people who fought for the right to vote. Damn that. If you shit on black people who voted for Joe Biden in Mississippi, you shitting on Fannie Lou Hamer. You shitting on Bob Moses. You shitting on the Mississippi Democratic Freedom Party. All these black people who fought all these years to make it possible, but you're sitting your narrow ass in New York State, okay, where you comfortable in Brooklyn, but you ain't. Not only that, Democrats could pick up a damn U.S. Senate seat in Georgia. 2 up. But you want to shit on deep red southern states by saying, I don't give a damn who wins the primary down there, when the turnout could, in the primaries, could affect who comes out and wins in the general. But you got folks like this who put that nonsense out on Twitter, and then, well, y'all.
Or did she block
Y'all, the hell no, she ain't blocked me.
She ain't blocked you yet?
Y'all ain't support my person, Bernie. But then you want to trash people from the South who living in places knowing full well they're Republican legislatures, but they still fighting their ass off. But you want to blow them off because you don't like it because they ain't support Bernie.
Given what
Alrighty,
Abrams
we get
did
it.
in
Has
Georgia,
Bernie been on
and
the
given
show?
what
Yes.
given
Did
Kentucky,
you tell him all this?
Stop. Go.
given Kentucky and what Abrams did in Georgia, and given Alabama,
And giving a
Virginia,
Democratic governor in Louisiana.
and Virginia, and Louisiana. That's right. You would think that the thinking would be quite different, but everything that you just said is just really just a reflection of what many liberal Democrats do all the time, which is really sort of disregard. You know, black people are here to help us get in power. Black people are here to help us go forward. We don't want you running anything. We don't want you in control of anything. You're to help us get to where we want to go. And your issues don't matter. Meanwhile, you're supposed to help us with our shit. Okay, that's the other thing.
I tweeted last night, I said, because this woman, and not only that, she's a member of the Black Puerto Rican Latino caucus in the New York State Assembly. I spoke 2 years ago at the New York, at their,
What's her name?
her name is State Senator Julia Salazar. And the reason I'm spending the time to call her out, Scott, is because the problem here is this is why Democrats have not done well in the South, because they blow it off. We ain't got no chance of winning. If Stacey Abrams did not bust her ass to register those people, find them, guess what? That state wouldn't be in play.
Right.
North Carolina, if black folks did not mobilize and organize and stop the Republicans in the last 10 years, North Carolina had one of the lowest voting participation numbers in the damn country.
And they got
when they
Jamie
changed their laws, and in 2008 rolled around, Obama won North Carolina by 14,100 votes. They went from the bottom to the top 5, and the Republicans said, oh, hell no, we ain't gonna have this, and they changed the laws there. And so it offends me as a native Texan, okay, who I'm watching what's happening in Texas again for this dumbass state senator.
Right.
When you have 500,000 new people moving in Texas every single year, the suburbs in Texas have changed. Republicans are freaking the hell out in Texas. Dallas County, where Dallas is, used to be a deep red county. Now it's a deep blue county.
Most of them come from California.
Right. And see, here's what I love about it. The Republican governors, Rick Perry and Abbott, they keep going to California, recruiting the companies, saying, bring y'all business to Texas, not realizing they bring in Democratic voters. But when you trash the decision of, and what she's really saying is, y'all don't count. We should only be listening to the blue states, because we ain't gonna win y'all in November. So who y'all pick? And so it offends her with the delegates in these southern states.
It's not smart either. The courts have been looking at voter suppression in these red states, and we've been winning a lot. Secondly, there are a lot of states in the South, Kentucky, North Carolina, South Carolina, these Senate races, which is, in my opinion, more important in some circumstances than the presidential race.
Absolutely.
They're competitive. I mean, Amy McGrath in Kentucky is running a strong race. Senator Graham in North Carolina, South Carolina.
Jamie Harrison.
South Carolina.
Running a hard race and strong race and running neck and neck in the polls. And I know that's just a snapshot, but the red states are in
think
play.
them boy got a shot.
You have over 100,000 potential Democratic votes from the legislation in Florida for those who are returning citizens. There's a lot to look at, a lot to play with, and a lot to believe in these red states that the Dems have a shot because of African Americans. We cannot forget that.
I'm not going to let nobody, white or Latino, trash black people from the South for having the audacity to vote in an election and say that this is who we want for. Because you know what? If this election was based on white folks in Iowa and New Hampshire, right now, Buttigieg would be leading, Klobuchar would be at the top, and guess what? They be getting crushed everywhere else. But you got folks, because they support Sanders, now you all mad. Yo, guess what? Somebody gonna lose in an election. It's simple as that. So
Learn how to win. Just go win.
But what you're not gonna do.
But what you're not gonna do.
You're not gonna shit on black people.
Okay.
That's what you're not going to do.
You're gonna say, well, I ain't really talking about y'all. Yes, you are. We ain't.
All right, folks, back to our Roland Martin Unfiltered video in just one moment.
All right, so a lot of y'all always asking me about some of the pocket squares that I wear. Now, Robert don't have one on. Nope. Now, I don't particularly like the white pocket squares. I don't like even the silk ones. And so I was reading GQ magazine a number of years ago, and I saw this guy who had this pocket square here, and it looks like a flower. This is called a shibori pocket square. This is how the Japanese manipulate the fabric to create this sort of flower effect. So I'm going to take it out and then place it in my hand so you see what it looks like. And I said, man, this is pretty cool. And so I tracked down, it took me a year to find a company that did it. And so they basically about 47 different colors. And so I love them because, again, as men, we don't have many accessories to wear, so we don't have many options. And so this is really a pretty cool pocket square. Now, what I love about this here is you saw when it's in the pocket, you know, it gives you that flower effect like that. But if I wanted to also, unlike because if I flip it and turn it over, it actually gives me a different type of texture. And so therefore it gives me a different look. So there you go. So if you actually want to get one of these shibori pocket squares, we have them in 47 different colors. All you got to do is go to RolandSMartin.com/pocket squares. All right, so first of all, that graphic is way too small. So tomorrow we're going to run it right down here all across the screen. So it's RolandSMartin.com/pocket squares. All you got to do is go to my website and you can actually get this. Now, for those of you who are members of our Bring the Funk fan club, there's a discount for you to get our pocket squares. That's why you also got to be a part of our Bring the Funk fan club. And so that's what we want you to do. And so it's pretty cool. So if you want to jazz your look up, you can do that. In addition, y'all see me with some of the feather pocket squares. My sister, who's a designer, she actually makes these. They're all custom made. So when you also go to the website, you can also order one of the customized feather pocket squares right there at RolandSMartin.com/pocket squares. So please do so. And of course, it goes to support the show. And again, if you're a Bring the Funk fan club member, you get a discount. This is why you should join the fan club.
Now back to your Roland Martin Unfiltered video. You want to check out Roland Martin Unfiltered? YouTube.com/Roland S. Martin. And subscribe to our YouTube channel. There's only one daily digital show out here that keeps it black and keep it real. It's Roland Martin Unfiltered. See that name right there? Roland Martin Unfiltered. Like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. That's YouTube.com/Roland S. Martin. And don't forget to turn on your notifications so when we go live, you'll know it.